Today we're talking about how to get self-discipline in 10 days. That's a pretty tall order, but it can be done, even though I think that most people are missing that element of self-discipline in their lives. There is a way to manufacture it, and you can do it in as little as 10 days. It's Tobey here from jazzmental.com. We're going to dive in just a second, but I want to remind you that if you like videos like this, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you here as a regular viewer on our channel. So let's get started in just a sec. All right, so we're talking about how to get self-discipline in 10 days. So I'm pretty sure that self-discipline is something that you're seeking. Otherwise, you wouldn't be looking for a video like this one. Most people have a certain amount of self-discipline, but most people lack enough to create significant results in their lives. So let's first take a look at the definition of self-discipline. I think this is the best definition I've ever heard. It is self-discipline is the ability to focus on what you really want versus what you want right now. So there is this goal that you have, what we really want, what we want to do or be or have in our life that we don't have right now, something we want to accomplish. And then there's the competing intentions which keep us from that. For example, I intend to become a great piano player, and fortunately we're sitting at a piano right now so I can kind of show you how this works, but I also intend to watch a lot of television and eat pizza. The two don't really mix. You're going to have to schedule time in order to accomplish certain tasks. There are have-tos on the way to your want-tos. We want to become really good at something. We want to accomplish this task, finish this project, but then there's all these competing intentions that win out because what's easy to do is just as easy not to do. All right, so in order to do this in 10 days, you're going to need a formula. All things that are measurable need a formula. Number one, what is it you're about to do? What's your intrinsic motivation? So you've got to pick a goal, and that goal has to have three things. One, it must be a measurable goal. Two, it has to be risky. If you've done it before, there's not really a big challenge in doing it again. So put a little risk into it. And then three, it must have some kind of time limit. So we're setting a time limit of 10 days. In that 10 days, you should learn all of the elements of self-discipline, and by the end of the 10 days, you'll be self-disciplined. You'll have gone through the process of what that means to you and being able to accomplish something. So that goal that you pick must be intrinsically motivating for you. That's motivation that comes from within. It's something you want to do. So let's take an example. Let's say I want to learn a song, and in 10 days, I want to perform that for a group of people, whether that's online, offline. Maybe I want to record that song in 10 days. I know that I'm going to have to put in a certain amount of time. So that's goal number one. I've got this project I want to complete, a task that I want to complete. And of course, that completion in 10 days is the ultimate goal. So let's pick a song like, what is this thing called love? Something that I haven't played for a long time. I thought about, what am I going to play to illustrate this? Let's do, what is this thing called love? And I'm going to create a recording in 10 days. So I'm going to start, this is day one. So whether you're playing the song for the first time, or whether you're learning it from scratch, or whether you're trying to figure out the chords and the scales and the soloing and whatever. And again, I'm just applying this to the piano. You can apply this to anything. If you, for example, want to pick a business project, you have to apply a certain amount of time to the completion of that task. So part 2 of this is you absolutely have to schedule your day from every day from now until 10 days, which is the goal date. So schedule an action every day. Go into your Google Calendar or whatever calendar you use and schedule a certain amount of time. It does not necessarily have to be the same time every day, but it's better if it is. But if it isn't, schedule an hour to 2 hours per day for the next 10 days. The very act of doing what you need to do every day for 10 days is in and of itself the act of self-discipline. Self-discipline means getting yourself to take action on a regular basis to create a specific outcome. So whatever we want to create, we have to schedule it. That's number 2. Number 3, what you focus on during that time tends to expand. What you focus on expands, meaning as you get into the habit every day of scheduling your activity, and as you're putting all your effort and enthusiasm and energy and focus into that activity, that will expand more into your life. It creates the act of giving back what you're giving in, what you're putting in. I'm putting in energy, I get back energy. I'm putting in focus, I get back more focus. I'm putting in enthusiasm, I get back more enthusiasm. So try to remember that every time you schedule something and every time you follow through, that's creating self-discipline. Number 4, repetition and emotional involvement are the only 2 things that you need to create anything in your life. So if we have a goal 10 days out and we want to record a song, all I have to do is want to do it, be emotionally involved. I love what I do. I love the piano. I love performing. I love the sound of music. I love what it brings to me in my life. And again, you can apply that to anything. Apply it to kiteboarding, apply it to golf, apply it to boating, whatever it is. You have to be emotionally involved and you have to love it. And the only other element is repetition. Repeat something over and over again until it becomes part of you, part of your cognitive motor ability, part of the way that you believe and think and feel and your mental abilities. Number 5, measure the success and document it. So when we get to 10 days and we've followed through, we've scheduled ourselves, we've completed the actions every day, when we get to the end of the project on day 10, document your results. How far did you get? And write down how everything that you accomplished or did during that time affected you personally. Document it. Make a 1-pager. This is what I did. This is how I felt when I was doing it. This is how I felt the outcome was. This is how to measure the success. I can tell you that just the act of doing all of that is self-discipline in and of itself. So if you say to yourself, well, I don't really have any self-discipline, it's because you don't really have a formula. You have to have a formula for these things. And that's a good formula. And then finally, number 6. And 6 is, I can tell you, one of the most important things. And it's one thing that people neglect and forget, yet it could potentially, to create ongoing self-discipline even after the 10 days, it's probably the most important thing, and that is you've got to celebrate the win. So what happened on day 10? Did you record it? Did you get your win that you were looking for? And if not, how far did you get? And even if you got even only like 40% further than you would have gotten if you didn't schedule your activities and you didn't go after that in the first place, that's 40% further than you would have got if you didn't try at all. And I think that's what many people miss. It's like, well, I want to be more self-disciplined. I want to lose weight and get in shape, but I have competing intentions that say I need more television and I need more pizza. Again, it's easy to lose weight. Exercise more, eat less. What's the problem? It has nothing to do with the formula of what it is and how it works, and everything to do with your self-discipline on being able to achieve it. So start with 10 days. 10 days is a simple formula. Let's repeat. Number one, what's your intrinsic motivation? Pick a goal that's measurable, risky, and it's 10 days out. Number two, schedule it every day. Live by the calendar. Number three, what you focus on expands. Number four, measure your success and absolutely document it. And number five, celebrate the win. And when you get to the end, whatever the celebration is that you feel appropriate, whether it's a high five or a dinner out or a trip to Paris, it's completely up to you, but you have to celebrate it somehow. If you miss the celebration, you miss the reward for being self-disciplined. My name is Paul Tobey. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for spending a little time with me. It's Paul Tobey. This is a fairly new YouTube channel, and we'd be really grateful if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So we'll be adding about 5 videos a week, just like this one. The videos are mainly focused on technical skills development, recording tips, and even professional and business development for musicians like you who want some help from a professional musician like myself. So I've toured 17 different countries, made 8 albums, was signed to a really good label, and made a full-time living as a professional artist. So I know and I'm confident that I can be a great resource for you. Subscribe now, and I'll see you in another video.